Chairman, Chairwoman Napolitano, for holding this important hearing. And I want to thank the witnesses for taking the time to testify this morning. The Army Corps of Engineers has one of the most critically important jobs in the country. Nowhere is that more true than in my district, in Texas's 7th Congressional District, where the Army Corps' investment in the Addicks and Barker reservoirs back in the 1940s has been one of the most critical pieces to the development of the city of Houston and to our protection when it comes to flooding and protecting our infrastructure. So we certainly appreciate the work that the Galveston District has done in particular. And we know that while the Corps often suffers from inadequate budgets when compared to the number of authorized projects, it also seems to us that the process can be slow-moving even when fully supported by Congress. And so I want to talk a little bit about that and the concerns that my constituents have for some of the projects. Secretary James, I understand you've placed a focus on pushing the Corps to operate more efficiently, and as I've heard you say, to move dirt faster. That's certainly something that we're interested in seeing. And I know that the Houston Ship Channel is expecting a chief's report soon. Given the tremendous economic boom that we've seen in the Houston economy and the petrochemical industry, as well as the increasing size of the ships coming through our port, will you agree with me that this is one project where we need to get moving dirt as soon as possible?
Yes, ma'am. I've been to the area. I've seen the industry and the commerce there, the need for more infrastructure, better infrastructure, and I do agree with you 100%.
Thank you. And how can we move faster than the usual route that could take that project to 2030 or beyond? How can we start dredging by 2021?
Let me talk, let General Spellman talk to that. I think he might be more up to date on the schedule, and then I'll address anything after that.
Thank you.
Congress is helping, as is the administration, in helping us move projects from start to finish much more rapidly. And I'll say that we're funding projects to completion. So the example I like to use here is the Herbert Hoover Dike in Florida. With incremental funding, it took us 13 and a half years to get that project to the halfway point. This is a cutoff wall for about 54 miles of dike. 13 and a half years to get to the halfway point. Congress and administration made the decision to fully fund the remainder of that project. It's only going to take us 3 years to get the last 50%. So that is one way that Congress and administration is helping us complete projects faster. And you can apply that same dynamic to projects like the Houston Ship Channel.
Thank you. And can you tell me, I believe the chief's report is expected. What can you commit to doing to ensure that the chief's report is done on time?
So on this particular study, ma'am, I understand it's a non-federal sponsor now that wants to take a pause on this particular chief's report as they want to pursue a locally preferred plan to look at two-way traffic for the entirety of the ship channel. I'm sorry, I don't have those dates in front of me, but I can certainly follow up with you on the details that I have from General Owen.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. That issue is of great concern to our constituents and through folks throughout the entire Houston region. And I think the other thing that's a challenge, and I hear it from my constituents at town hall meetings and other things, we do have several fully authorized and funded projects ready to go. But obviously, engineering is involved. We want to make the best possible decisions, and we want to be thorough in the analysis. And I'm grateful to the Galveston District in particular. I spent time just last week with Colonel Vail and several members of the staff, and I'm very impressed with the work they're doing. But what can we do to move projects faster when there is a clear benefit? In addition to fully funding, what else can we do to just get these projects moving faster?
I would say the first thing you do is stay fully engaged with whatever district that you're dealing with, because sometimes that engagement slips. We're all busy. Most of the people that you're talking about being sponsors are businessmen. They have plenty to do anyway, but staying engaged is one thing. The other thing is if there's rights of way, or relocations of railroads or lines or whatever, That's important, is that the sponsors engage those other entities that can really hold up projects. I mean, that can be a big holdup. And then, other than that, and go engage the appropriators and get the money. That's my guess.
Okay, and I see I have gone over my time. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I yield back.